This is Jarrod Horak. Welcome to my latest handicapping video. And in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 1 hopeful at Saratoga for Monday, September 4th. Now, if you're interested in my final few Del Mar full cards for their summer meet, head on over to therunawayhorse.com on my sales page. You'll find those full cards there. They have a full card coming up for Monday, September 4th, and then 3 more full cards closing week next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mandatory payouts for their closing Sunday. And then my full cards will resume Santa Anita Park, their autumn meet later this month. And then I'm also going to be offering my annual 2-day Breeders' Cup full cards. So all those details for all the products that I'm going to be covering can be found at therunawayhorse.com on my sales page. And you can also purchase my full cards at todaysracingdigest.com. Now, speaking of Today's Racing Digest, if you head on over to their website, you'll find all of my handicapping articles that I've been writing this summer. A lot of stuff from Del Mar and Saratoga, and then stuff coming up I'm going to be doing from Keeneland, Belmont at Aqueduct, a lot of the Road to the Breeders' Cup coverage. I'm going to be covering a lot of that at todaysracingdigest.com. And my latest article I posted, it's about the Saratoga, last couple days at Saratoga, and some stakes previews there with some top selections. You can check all of my articles out at todaysracingdigest.com. And hopefully you watched my Pacific Classic video. I had my top choice winner there, Arabian Night, get the job done. And I did say during that video, head on over to Today's Racing Digest. I was going to write an article to go along with that video. I broke down the pace scenario. I gave out my top selections first to last. And then I also gave out wagering strategies there. And I was able to get the win wager, the exacta, and the trifecta in the Pacific Classic. So hopefully you read that article along with watching the video. Now we're going to get into the analysis of this video. And it's going to be the 10th race at Saratoga for Monday, September 4th, the Grade 1 $300,000 hopeful stakes for 2-year-olds traveling 7 furlongs on the main track, and the scheduled post time, 5:44 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the hopeful can be a good race, not necessarily for the Road to the Kentucky Derby. This is the first Grade 1 on dirt for these 2-year-olds. And we're going to be getting onto the Derby Trail in a few weeks with the Iroquois Stakes at Churchill Downs, the first Kentucky Derby points race. But for this one, last year, Forte won this one, your 2-year-old champion. And he was the favorite for the Kentucky Derby, but he had to scratch. And he ended up finishing second in the Belmont. So horses can run in this race and then develop and continue to go on. Gunite won it in 2021. He's a very good sprinter for trainer Steve Asmussen. He won a big race at Saratoga recently. And he's going to be running probably in the Breeders' Cup. Jackie's Warrior in 2020, champion sprinter for Steve Asmussen. And we saw Mind Control. He ended up winning multiple stakes races. He won this race in 2018, a Practical Joke back in 2016. So we've had some decent horses in the last few years win the hopeful stakes and then go on and have some decent success in some other races as well. So let's hope that will be the case this year. It does seem like there's a decent field in here with a lot of promise. Beginning with number 1, Just Steel. This one is a $500,000 son of Justify for trainer Dwayne Lucas. And he's run 3 times, and he really has improved over each of those starts. His first career start, he chased from 3rd at Ellis Park, and then he weakened, and he finished 5th, beaten 16 lengths. In his second career start, he ran a much better race. He was able to finish 2nd, stalking the pace, and that was at Saratoga on July 15th. And then he broke his maiden at Saratoga last time out. From post 10, pressed the pace, got into a nice battle in the stretch, and he was able to prevail by a nose over BU. And BU is in this race as well. He's going to have to overcome that inside post. Joe Rosario rode him in his last 2 starts. It's his 3rd start of the meet as well. So he's been very active. I think he's going to be part of the pace from the inside post. I just kind of wish he drew a better post, but he's certainly on the improve. Number 2, Yo-Yo Candy. This one is a son of Dancing Candy. He's run 3 times with 2 wins and a 2nd. Paid $35,000 for this one. Won his career debut at Parks at 4.5 furlongs. And then in the Tremont Stakes, he was 3rd, beaten 10 lengths. Now, Gold Sweep ran away with that one, and he is in this race as well. And then they put blinkers on him in the Grade 3 Sanford last time out. He was 46-1. He stuck the pace, and he kicked away, and he won by more than 2 lengths. So a huge upset last time. But I think he's facing much better horses here. He has to go another furlong. He's 20-1 morning line. He was 46-1 last time. Don't know if he's quite going to be that high based on that win, but he probably will be at least 20-1. Nutella Fella is the next one. This one's number 3 at 30-1 on the line, and Junior Alvarado will ride for trainer Gary Contessa. This one is a son of Run Happy, $12,000 Keeneland purchase in 2022, and he won his career debut at Delaware Park. In that race, he stalked, he took the lead, he kicked away, he won by a couple lengths. Richard Silliman was his trainer then, and now Gary Contessa has him, and he's going to have to run faster. He didn't earn a big speed rating in his debut, but he looked solid winning it, and they're going to give him a shot to see where he fits with some of the better 2-year-olds in New York. The next one in line in here is number 4, Mission Beach. This is one of 2 trainees for trainer Bob Baffert, and this one is a son of Curlin, and they paid $400,000 for this one, and he was unveiled at Del Mar on August 5th, and he was the heavy favorite in that race, and he broke on top, and then he ended up pressing from second. It was more of a professional effort, and he was able to edge clear, drove home, and he won by 1.25 lengths under Ramon Vasquez. Now, John Velasquez will ride this time. He has good success over the years with trainer Bob Baffert, and this horse overall, I think he's just going to be better over a route of ground. He earned an okay speed rating in his debut, but some of the others in here, they're a bit quicker, and I think in a sprint distance, they are going to be quicker than him. But I think Mission Beach is one at 10-1 on the line here. I think he can run okay, but I think as he gets out around 2 turns, I think that's going to be when he's going to have more success. Number 5 in here is Timberlake. He is 4-1 morning line. This one is a $350,000 son of Into Mischief, and Looking at Lucky is the dam sire. So I like the pedigree here, and the dam was stakes placed. Brad Cox, the trainer. And in his debut, post 10, broke slow, raced wide, stalked the pace, weakened, 6th, beaten 14 lengths. He was the favorite in his debut. But that was a productive race because the winner came back and won his next start. And Timberlake added blinkers second time out, and he won. And he looked really good at Ellis Park at 7 furlongs on July 21st. He just got out there and he battled on the pace, and then he took over and he just widened throughout, and he won by open lengths. Very easy score there. So he looked good in that race, and then he came back and he worked a bullet at Saratoga on August 20th on the training track. 5 furlongs and 58 and change, best of 7. Brad Cox having an outstanding meet at Saratoga. Florent Giroux rides back. He's riding well. When he rides with Brad Cox, they do well together, and then also he's having a solid meet at Saratoga. Giroux's won a few stakes races, and I think this horse, probably from a tactical position, is a contender in here. Number 6, Gold Sweep for trainer Steve Asmussen. A $285,000 son of Speightstown, and he has 1 win in 2 seconds from 3 starts, and Jose Ortiz will ride. And in his career debut, he missed by a neck. That was a solid effort at Churchill Downs at 5 furlongs. He was 4-1 that day. The show finisher came back to win, and Gold Sweep came back and romped, breaking his maiden in the Tremont Stakes second time out at Belmont at 5.5 furlongs. Tracked the pace, took over, and widened. He was the heavy favorite there. He was the favorite in the Grade 3 Stanford. Bad start for him there. From post 8, he stumbled badly at the start. He kind of lost all chance there. But it was good to see him rallying outside and just having a nice sustained run and getting up for second. So I thought that was a quality effort considering his start. And Gold Sweep is one that I think with a clean beginning will stalk the pace, and he could certainly make an impact in this race. Number 7, Muth is your 5-2 morning line favorite for trainer Bob Baffert. This is a $2 million purchase, and this son of Good Magic, and Uncle Mo, the dam sire, he was absolutely no secret in his career debut. He was hammered, and that was a 5 furlong maiden race at Santa Anita in June, and he just dominated that race. He showed really good early speed. He just opened up early. He was 3 lengths in front quickly, and then he just widened from there, and he just coasted across the line. He was geared down, big win under Juan Hernandez. And then he was the 1-2 favorite in the Grade 3 Best Pal Stakes at Del Mar on August 13th. And in that race, he got caught up in a speed duel. They were going fast, 21-3 for the opening quarter. He pressed, he got the lead, but the damage was done from early on in that race where he just didn't have enough of a kick to kick away from his stablemate, Prince of Monaco. Flavien Prat was in town to ride that day, and he rode Prince of Monaco, and he just, from off the pace, Prince of Monaco dominated in the stretch, and Muth was clearly second best. So now in this race, I think they want to have him get to the front and have a more relaxed trip. And if he can do that, if he can get out there and run the way that he did in his debut and just get clear, he could be dangerous. But if he gets caught in another speed duel, The extra furlong with the fast pace could be his undoing. Number 8, Baytown Chatterbox. This one is 2 for 4 lifetime. It's a son of Street Sense. And in his first 2 starts, he was up the track, 7th by 13, 8th by 20. And then he really bounced back in a 1-mile race, Hoosier, Indianapolis. And he battled on the pace and he won nicely to graduate there. And then in the juvenile stakes at Ellis Park at 7 furlongs last time out, he was a 60-1 outsider. And he stalked and he scored and he won by 2 lengths. So a huge upset there. And he's 50-1 morning line here. He's clearly getting faster, but even his fastest races aren't close to the top contenders in this race. They paid $7,000 for this one. He's already earned $110,000. Certainly been an overachiever in his career thus far. Number 9, Valentine Candy. This one is the son of Justify, and they paid $250,000 for this one. Steve Asmussen's the trainer, and Tyler Gaffalione is going to ride. Gaffalione having an outstanding meet at Saratoga. Steve Asmussen clicking at a 22% rate at Saratoga. And in his career debut at the Spa, he was the favorite. And he had post 5 in a 10-horse field. Solid effort. Got right to the front, and he was able to win by 3/4 of a length after opening up by 2.5 lengths. So he held on gamely in his debut, and now we're going to see where he's going to fit in the stakes ranks. He's going to have to run faster. These lightly raced horses, they're going to have a lot of upside. Some of them will run fast early in their careers, and then they won't develop, and others will continue to develop. Valentine Candy seems like one that should continue to develop, but he's going to have to get much quicker to win this race. BU for trainer Todd Pletcher. This is a $320,000 son of Curlin, and he's only run once, and he missed by a nose. I mentioned Just Steel breaking from the rail in here, and Just Steel beat this one by a nose last time out. And from the inside post, he sat behind a speed duel, and he had a good trip, and then he had the lead, and then he got into a stretch battle with Just Steel, and he wasn't able to outfinish that one. But he was 3.5 lanes clear of the show finisher. The show finisher was more than 6 lanes clear of the rest, and that show finisher was a next out winner. So this Todd Pletcher trainee with leading rider Irad Ortiz Jr. riding back in here should sit a decent outside tactical trip, and I wouldn't be surprised if he moved forward. That was a relatively fast race in his debut, and I think BU is a contender in here. Another Todd Pletcher trainee rounds out the field, number 11 Pirate, and Javier Castellano will ride this one. And he's 8-1 morning line, and he was solid in his debut at Saratoga. It was on July 15th. He was the heavy favorite, and he got out there from the inside post, and he dueled on the lead, and then he kicked away, and he won by 3. Just Steel was clearly second best, and he's in this race, and he was a next out winner. So Pirate beat a decent horse in his debut. Wasn't super fast doing it, but he was flattered when the runner-up came back and ran a much faster race last time. So Pirate from that outside post is probably going to end up trying to be part of the pace. But he's going to have to run quicker. But again, like I said, a lot of these horses have a lot of upside. And his sire, Omaha Beach, Medaglia d'Oro, the dam sire, Omaha Beach, a promising young sire. So looking overall at the way that this race should shape up, Muth should be all over the pace for sure. And if he gets loose, he could be dangerous, but I don't want to take a short price. I see some other horses in here that could pressure him, like Pirate, like Just Steel from the inside post. So I think that there are some others in here that could end up pressing the issue, and at least we're going to have a decent pace. I think BU is a contender in here. He could certainly sit a good outside tactical trip and while out in the clear under the leading rider. So I could certainly see him running a good race in this spot. Gold Sweep, I can see him bouncing back, but he's probably going to have to run a bit better. We'll see how he does. He is a stakes winner, but I think he is meeting better horses in here. I'm going to go with number 5, Timberlake as my top choice. He's 4-1 morning line, and I like that nice improvement from his first start to his second start. He got a good education run in his debut from post 10 with that slow start and wide trip stalking the pace. And then that was, as I said, that was a productive race with the winner and the winner and show finisher both returning to win, and then Timberlake coming out of that race and winning, adding blinkers, and he was much more professional in his second start. And then from his last start, the runner-up and show finisher were both next out winners. So Timberlake exits 2 productive races. Brad Cox's outstanding meet. I like that he's probably going to be close to the early lead, but probably doesn't need the lead, and he's already won at 7 furlongs. So Timberlake, a lot of upside for this one, and he's going to be my top choice in the Grade 1 hopeful. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content, and keep checking out todaysracingdigest.com for all of my handicapping articles. And then for my videos upcoming, I'm probably going to do the Del Mar Futurity next week, at Grade 1 for their closing week for 2-year-olds. The week after that, the Iroquois and the Pocahontas will start the road to the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby for 2024. So that I will do both of those for videos. I'm going to do all the Oaks and Derby points races on the road to those races. I always do those every year, and I'm going to do those again. So keep checking out my YouTube channel every week for more handicapping videos. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.